It was around July of 2021 when a chief financial officer in Gauteng got to work one morning, and as she was checking through financial statements from different hospitals around the province, she noticed some irregularities in payments from Tembisa Hospital. What she found were enormous payments made out of Tembisa Hospital, were hundreds of millions more than any other larger academic hospital in the province. Now, 1,230 payments were paid to companies that were not operational, have no physical premises or websites. These were all shell companies created to extract money from the government while fronting as medical aid supplies companies. On another case, 500,000 rands was paid to one of these companies for children's skinny jeans, and another company charged mocked up prices of around 500% for PEE items or services. Guys, these people were milking the system, yo.
This is a hospital that's short of beds. Why do you need 100 luxury leather armchairs? And they also spent 230 rand each on hand towels. So something is seriously wrong at this hospital. And the main problem, as I see it, is that we've had so little reaction from the Gauteng Health Department. The evidence first started coming to light about a month ago.
When approached, the Gauteng Health Department referred SABC News to Tembisa Hospital CEO. The CEO, despite several attempts to procure comment, was unavailable. Even if 200 boxes of sutures were procured, Tembisa Hospital paid about 4 times the usual asking price.
Now, in total, there were 45 shell companies and 9 individuals behind these companies. They were all using Tembisa Hospital as a contract factory. All the payments were under 500,000 because anything over that amount would have been handled at national level and the contract given through a tender process. You see, the fact that all the payments, man, were the same price, that was the first clue that this is some shady business going on. Now, the chief financial officer reported the case to the head of department, asking for an audit and an investigation to be done. She was told that the matter would be escalated, so she stopped all the payments while waiting on the investigation. But she soon realized that her life might be in danger when those in charge of the syndicate noticed that the payments have been stopped. So she alerted the head of department about this, and she was told the department will look into the issue around her safety. 3 weeks after she reported the case, she was gunned down outside her home in Johannesburg.
Babita Deokaran was acting financial officer at the Gauteng Health Department, which has been plagued by scandals around mismanagement of funds and tenders. Deokaran was a key witness in the Special Investigating Unit's probe into the 300 million rand PPE tender fraud in the department. She died in a hail of bullets outside her Winchester home. Police have managed to apprehend 7 suspects. The arrests have been welcomed. The suspects are expected to appear in court soon.
Babita Deokaran, she was assassinated around 8 in the morning on the 23rd of August 2021 while returning home from her daughter's school drop-off. You see, a vehicle pulled up alongside hers right after she had parked, and multiple shots that resulted in her death were fired. You see, this case caused significant controversy in South Africa because of the lack of protection from the state, given Deokaran's status as an anti-corruption whistleblower. You see, this story, it was so shocking to the public. It showed how ruthless and corrupt the people behind this case really were.
News of Babita Deokaran. The Gauteng Health Department says it has no record of an official request for a forensic investigation by Deokaran. Now, of course, we all know that's despite an investigation by News 24 that showed the whistleblower did flag suspicious payments by Tembisa Hospital to the department's now suspended financial officer, Lerato Madio. Let's bring in to the conversation investigative journalist working on the story from News 24, well-known Jeff Wicks.
Yeah, Gareth, well, it's going to be very difficult for the Gauteng Department of Health's executive administration to wriggle out of this. If I understand the MEC correctly, the central thrust of her response is that Deokaran never formally reported this. And what we have in our possession is a 4-page PDF in which she reports this and calls for an urgent investigation into the payments out of Tembisa Hospital and the companies that received them. So then we must ask, what is formal, and how formal does it have to be for our Gauteng health administrators to act? Because it's worth bearing in mind that this is no small amount of money. And what our investigation has shown so far, that there are red flags around the companies that pocketed millions for the provision of medical goods and services, which was fundamentally illegal. These companies exist only on paper, and we're all trading in medical goods without relevant licenses, which, number one, renders the expenditure wasteful and fruitless, and it also represents a criminal offense.
The suspects were hired assassins that were allegedly paid 2 million rands. You see, it was crime intelligence who managed to trace the killers to a house in Rosettenville. Through cell phone towers, they were able to see the location of the suspects during the time of the murder. You see, the problem here was that the Gauteng Health Department didn't act swiftly on this case until a journalist by the name of Jeff Wicks started looking into it. You see, Jeff found that the head of department not only lied but also never reported the case or looked into the matter of Babita's safety. You see, only then we realized how exposed and vulnerable Babita was after she reported this thing. Now, Jeff Wicks also exposed the people reported to have owned these shell companies and how they were funneling money out of Tembisa Hospital. Now, here's another interesting fact. A politician who is doing business with the state was fingered as one of the beneficiaries in this case and was accused of using the money for a provincial government political campaign that he had won. He obviously denied these claims. See, it was reported that the head of Tembisa Hospital was also largely in charge of authorizing these irregular payments. You see, the health department only looked into the issue of irregular payments a whole year after Babita's death. You see, this move made the department look very bad. Like they didn't want to get to the bottom of this, you know. They treated this case like an inconvenience. They just wanted to go about their day.
224 service providers that were profiled by Ms. Deokaran, Babita. She profiled the 224, but SIU went to 227. And of all those that were profiled, the major beneficiaries were the following individuals: Stefan Govendrajo, Morgan Angwani Maumela, Aluwani Titus Maumela, the Mazibugos family, and Silo Suikoko. These are the 5 major names that controlled majority of the 224 companies that were paid.
5 of the 6 men hail from the same village in rural KwaZulu-Natal, and it is reported that they had gathered for a function before Deokaran's murder. Now, during the arrest, the suspects allegedly made various confessions, including that the former health minister, Zweli Mkhize, apparently orchestrated the hit. Mkhize denied ever meeting or knowing these suspects. He is not a suspect in the case.
Pagamani Hadebe, Zita Hadebe, as well as Pindandlovu, Sanelembele, Spiwe Mazbogo, and Sipaganyiswe Dladla are all facing murder charges for the death of the whistleblower. The group appeared in the Johannesburg Magistrates Court today. On Tuesday, one of the accused, Pagamani Hadebe, made a U-turn after implicating former Health Minister Zweli Mkhize in the killing of Babita Deokaran. In his bail application, he retracted his confession where he had claimed to have met with Mkhize to plan the hit. The state alleges that the group was paid 400,000 rand for the organized hit.